Hi everybody, it's Derek here at I5 Resale Shop. We're back at it. It's a Monday. We got 22 things over the weekend that sold for a little over $460 in gross profit. I'm going to tell you what those things are that sold. If you're new here, this channel is for resellers, just to share information about what I sell and how I sell it, what are some of my views on things that today we're going to talk about when to go thrifting and when to go to garage sales and stuff like that. My theory on it, as opposed to other people on eBay's theory about it, and I'm going to try and talk about it and do the sales in between. So we're going to try and break it up. But the first thing I wanted to talk about was when's the best time to go to flea markets and garage sales and thrift stores and stuff like that. Thrift stores have better hours than garage sales and flea markets and estate sales do. So first we're going to concentrate on that. So you want to get there as early as you possibly can. I'm not a morning person, so I don't get up at the crack of dawn to get out there to garage sales. My theory is, yes, I may be missing on stuff, but I am willing to go to a country garage sale that's a little out of the way more than someone else might be. And usually then, because I live near a city but near a lot of country folks. So in that case, a lot of the people from the city are going to venture out there. And in those cases, I find a really great deal, a number of things out there that I could sell for a profit, and it's made the trip worthwhile. But I listened to somebody on YouTube talk about, if you don't go, he called it the golden hour, and if you don't go during those hours, then you won't be able to find anything. I don't know if that's true. He may not be able to find the things that he is looking for, but I don't necessarily know that to be true. The thing that helps you when you're out at garage sales and estate sales and swap meets and flea markets is your knowledge on the items that you're looking for. So if you have a wide array of knowledge on a lot of different things, you're going to be able to find things that people missed. I watch another YouTuber, and they're constantly like, how could all of this was at the end of the day of the estate sale? How could everybody miss this item and it's worth $300 and $400? So it all depends on what you know and what you know about, to be able to find those gems that are out there. And my general philosophy is if you can't find someone at a garage sale, then you don't know enough to make money. So if you went to a garage sale and you can't find anything that would make you money, then you don't have enough knowledge about enough stuff. Because even if you were able to, if you found somebody who had really nice baby clothes, well, baby clothes don't have enough margin in them to be able to do anything with. But if you were able to find really nice baby clothes and you could lot them up, then I'm sure you could find a place to get rid of them, if they were cheap enough and you were able to lot them up to make some money. So you have to find the ways to enable you to do that by having the knowledge already, and having Google Lens and eBay Lens in your pocket is a good way to look things up that you're not quite sure about. You're going to drop $15-$20 on an item. You want to make sure that it's going to sell. That's reasonable. But overall, just in your brain, you have to have the knowledge of, I've seen people sell something like this, or I've seen people lot these things up and be able to sell them. Let's get to a few of the sales, and then we'll move on to the other parts of the subject. Okay, so let me start here all the way on the first thing that sold on Friday after I did my shipping already. So good sale. This pair of Kate Spade leopard or cheetah print with the cowhide. Has a bow on the toe and it's a flat. These sold for $40 plus shipping on top. So Kate Spade, they came out of my estate sale closet consignment sale. I know the person. I knew the person and how they shopped. I know their family, and these are legit, so I don't have to worry about them not being legit. They don't have to go get verified because they're under $100 or $120 or whatever. So this Kate Spade's $40 plus shipping on top. The next item that's sold is this Apologia Exploring Creation with General Science flashcards, and it's on this little keychain thing from 2012. It is new. I put a little shrink wrap on it just to keep it together. It's $8 plus shipping on top. And could have put homeschool in the title, but I don't think I have enough characters in there. So that's sold. The next thing that's sold is this a new sealed AFI bodies CD. This sold for $3 plus shipping on top. The next item is a plus size 26, 28. I think so. What was it? Maybe not. Let me see here. An 1820. Okay, so it's like a 2X. It's between an XL and a 2X. So it's got all these flags on it. It's from Fashion Bug. It's like a Henley front. And that's sold for $9 plus shipping on top. I think subject matter on this is what got the decent price on it. Otherwise, I don't think it would have sold for $9. The next thing is something I had for a really long time. I never wanted to list it because I never wanted to spend the time to check it over because it's got a lot of sequins on it. But this vintage fantasy fashion XL sequins extra large vest sold for $20 plus shipping on top. I think a magician is getting a new vest. That's my guess. So back to the topic. We covered golden hours. Stores like thrift stores. Do you have to get there first thing in the morning? Of course not. It goes back to the knowledge thing. Whenever you get there, there'll be stuff to find. There is more stuff out there to be sold on eBay for a profit than we know of. I mean, you don't have to fight anybody for anything. You don't have to be sneaky about anything. I'll tell you exactly where I go. It doesn't matter to me. There are places. I live in Southwest Missouri, so what do we have here in Springfield, Southwest Missouri? We have Goodwill. Don't really like their pricing, but it's not as bad as some other places. Not gonna find much there because they tend to hold it back and send it to other send it to their online thing if it's really good. So you're limited in what you're gonna find. I'll look there if I just don't have a garage sale to go to. It's rainy Friday and Saturday, and maybe I need to go out and cure my sourcing bug. Red Racks, overpriced, way overpriced, even more than Goodwill. And it looks like a hoarding shop. They have so much stuff there, and I think there's maybe 2 or 3 of them in Springfield. They are veteran friendly, but they should just lower the prices to get rid of a bunch of stuff. They have way too much stuff in their stores. And then there's like places like Thrift Haven, Christian, I think Authorities or something like that, where they are a nonprofit that's gaining money for Christian projects and stuff like that. The Christian one, that one seems to be the best for me. Their prices are a little wonky on some of their stuff. I mean, everybody thinks their stuff is so grand now, but I don't berate anybody for trying to make a buck, and they're trying to make money for charity purposes. There's a place called Thrift Haven, which is like non-for-profit for like orphanage or something like that, and a women's shelter. So they are actually probably the lowest prices in the area, but they don't get the upper tier stuff. I think Goodwill has put the message out there enough, and the other one is a veteran thing. So if you're in it for veterans, you're going to donate there, and then Goodwill has put out, like, we'll just take it kind of thing, which they don't just take everything, but they say we'll just take it, and they end up getting the higher tier stuff. But anyway, you don't have to be the first person in line. I don't live near a Bins. I guess there's one in Kansas City, I've been told. There's definitely one in Springfield. People like to go to the Bins, and I would go. I don't think I'd wait in line at the beginning of the day to run in there and like scurry around, because I tried that at one of these bins, like Amazon return bin stores, and I don't buy Amazon returns. Try not to. It's worthless. Every time I've bought it, I've totally regretted it. But I don't like that, like scurrying around and trying to outmaneuver people. It's just ridiculous. When we were in Chicago, we would go to a thrift store, and they would have a half price day, and you'd have to keep your elbows out to just keep the stuff in front of you to go looking through. But it was quite an ordeal, because people, for some reason, they don't respect anybody's space in those situations. And I'm kind of I really need my space kind of guy. So that is it about stores. Garage sales, like I said, you could get there at any point. You should be able to find things to flip for a profit. And if you don't, there's always another one down the street somewhere, unless you live in a really rural area, you should be able to find some garage sales around you. Estate sales, it depends. Some people go the first day to try and find the best stuff. And I think if you have a large fund to buy inventory from, then that would be good, because you get the higher priced, the $10 items you pay for, and you end up making $60 on it. That kind of return on your investment. But then some people just don't have that bankroll, and they're working on slimmer margins. So going and buying things that are $1 to $3 and then flipping them for $20 is way I think most people on eBay work. You should try to tier up and get to that bigger tier, because you start making these larger amounts of money for less work. Because if you sell 3 shirts for $20 a piece and you made $60, you actually are doing more work than the person who bought one paperweight. Let's say it's a paperweight, and they bought it for $10 and they sold it for $60 or $70. They're actually doing a ton less work to make the same amount of money. So, but they put out the money in advance. So if you have the bankroll, you go the first day or the first couple days, get the stuff, the best stuff, and then the other way is to go the last day and get it for half price and maybe even less, and maybe even do like a bulk deal or something like that. So, okay, the next item that sold was a CD. It was Marley Mall in Control Volume 2, sold for $5 plus shipping on top. And then the next item that sold was a men's vintage Donnerwear large blank blue mesh with ringers. It's a V-neck, and that sold for $28. No, $28 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold was this anniversary edition, 30th anniversary edition of the Statler Brothers. So it's got, I think, 3 CDs in it and a booklet. That sold for $7.98 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold was a System of a Down CD. It sold for $4.20 plus shipping on top. And it has got BYOB, Radio Video, Old School Hollywood, Lost in Hollywood. It's a really awesome CD. A little dark for me nowadays, but back in the day, I listened to that all the time. The next item that sold, I think I got this at a garage sale for a buck. But this was Michigan State Spartans green tie-dye extra large shirt, and that sold for $11 plus shipping on top. College stuff, NFL stuff selling right now because college football and NFL started up. College stuff sells year-round because new college students are looking for gear for the college they're going to. And then when you get around the spring, you'll see a resurgence, and it'll be high school students that found out they're going to be able to go to the college they want, and they will buy some stuff to go there. So that college stuff sells pretty much year-round. The next item that sold is this Cranes CDs called Particles and Waves. Indie rock, alt rock. It's a 2 CD. It's a CD and a DVD set. Excuse me. And this sold for $20 plus shipping on top. So that was a really good CD sale. The buyer sent me a note and said, "Hi, thanks. Please send me the CD protected so you don't damage it. Thank you, Jose." So Jose, I will package that up as best I can using my normally preferred method, which I think I made a short video about. So if you're looking for how to ship CDs, there's a video. It's a short that I did about that. The next item that sold is these Indiana Jones magazines. There are 4 of them. It was a bundled deal. We got this People Harrison Ford, America's Greatest Hero. You got this Indiana Jones, one Guide to the Indiana Jones, and then Life, Indiana Jones. So there's 4 Indiana Jones magazines, and they sold for $6 plus shipping on top. And the next item is this Carrie Job CD. It's sealed. It's called The Garden. And this sold for $3.50 plus shipping on top. On the back, you can see these cracks right here. I'll send them an extra case. So if they want to switch it out, they can. But it was sealed, so I didn't want to open it up. And didn't want to take it out of the sealed. I just wanted to keep it sealed, and they can adjust it if they want. Okay, so the other way of going about things to get a lot of stuff for a little bit of money is going to garage sales late in the day, and then if you just hear people grumbling about having to grab all this stuff up and take it to donation or whatever. And I've done this several times. They had a lot of books that I wanted. I didn't want to pay for all of the books, but they looked okay. And I'm like, hey, would you want me to take all the books? I mean, I'll give you $20 for like these 400 books. And they'll be like, sure. Then they don't have to deal with it. Or like, what are you doing with the clothes? If you like the clothes and you want to list them and they're not bad, they're not terrible. Hey, what I was already gonna buy, $20 worth of clothes. What do you want for all the clothes? So you don't have to do anything with them. And maybe they'll be like, give me $40, and you can negotiate there or whatever, and see and take all the clothes. I've done that. So one time, I think my wife and I, we just went and walked up to a garage sale, and we liked everything at the garage sale, and we just pulled the person aside and said, how much for everything here? And I think we paid $200 or $300 or $400, and that person doesn't have to have the garage sale the rest of the day. What kind of break did you just give that person? Like, you don't even have to have the garage sale the rest of the day. You can just go back inside and enjoy the rest of your day. We'll just take all this stuff and get out of here. So that's another way to go about things. On this channel, we have a couple of storage lockers that we purchased. I've been looking for more storage lockers. I am not going to pay out way too much money on a storage locker. I have a method that I go by where if I see the dollar amount within there, I don't go over it. I'm really good about not getting into the fever of rebidding on it, because that doesn't help you at all. But I try to get storage lockers that are inexpensive. If there was something that was just out of sight, and I had a large bankroll, maybe I would invest in it. But I haven't seen that kind of a unit come by recently. And there are weeks where I don't even think about storage lockers because I'm too busy with eBay. And then there are some weeks where I'm just totally focused on it, but I don't find anything. So we have videos on here of storage lockers we've gotten. One of the ones was this car unit that we got, and I don't think a lot of people watched the video. They watched the first one that I opened up, but not the second unit that day that I opened up. And the car unit actually, we made 6 times our money on that. And the things that I thought I'd make money on, the car parts, I still have. They're garbage. I'm going to give them to a metal guy at some point. But the other stuff in that unit, I've sold it all. So it's really interesting sometimes the things that you sell and things that you don't sell. But storage lockers are a great way to get inventory. You just have to keep the prices down. You can't just overpay for everything. The next thing that's sold is another CD. It's called Stuck Mojo, Declaration of a Headhunter. And I guess that's the band on the back, so they're pretty interesting. It's metal, hard rock, sold for $6.30 plus shipping on top. The next item that's sold is this blazer, this J. Crew blazer. It's like velour blazer, olive green, size 8. And it's sold for $21 plus shipping on top, so that is a pretty good sale. The next item is a pair of new with tags pants. I don't think they're vintage. They kind of look pretty vintage, but I don't think they are necessarily. But they are from Kmart, so that is a long time ago. Might not have been 20 years ago, but it's a long time ago. So these indigo dyed pants, they still have the tags on them. Slim crop pants. These sold for $8.50 plus shipping on top. The next thing that sold was this Old Navy tank top, hot pink. with the strappy back. This sold for $8.99 plus shipping on top. That was an extra large. The next item that sold were these shorts, Banana Republic, size 2, extra small, black and white it says. I might have to message this person because it kind of looks like they're blue and white, but I might have to message this person and see if they still want them. But these sold for $14 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold was this Bad Company CD, Fame and Fortune. I don't know any of the songs on the back. So that CD sold $5.50 plus shipping on top. And to the same customer, they also bought this Bad English CD. And that sold for $3.75 plus shipping on top. And I don't know if I know any songs on that CD. The next thing that sold, it sold this morning. It's the Townes Van Zandt, the Nashville Sessions. It's new and sealed. This sold for $19.99 plus shipping on top. And it doesn't have shrink wrap on it, but it does have this label on here. And then the seal has never been broken on the back. So I am totally assuming that that's new sealed. And then the last thing that sold was another J. Crew blazer. So it's called the Hatching pattern. And it's gray herringbone. It's got leather buttons on it. It's a size 8. It's a medium. And that blazer sold for $38 plus shipping on top. A lot of my sales, I sell via offers. People offer me, make offers on my stuff, and if it's within reason, I take the offer. I also send out offers to people, and this 1999 one with this guy, this was an offer because I've been doing the corporate pricing strategy where normally I would just mark it at $20 and say it's $20. You know, I think of a $20 bill. You know, when somebody says this is $19.99, I still think it's a $20 bill. I'm not being fooled by the 1 penny. So I kind of avoided that for the longest time. And then I started kind of doing it. I don't know if it's working or not. There's the hot pink tank that was at $8.99, so I used that strategy there. But I just use like flat numbers most of the time. But it looks like there's maybe 3 sales there in the group that we did that were of the corporate pricing type. Sorry about that. But I try not to use that. I may use it in the future. I'm just gonna see how it goes. But I take orders, bids, offers that people give me. Sorry, and I give offers out. When somebody shoots me an offer, most of the time, within a few dollars, like it depends. If it's $100 item and they take off $10, yes, I'm taking it. If they take off, if it's $100 item and they take off $20, maybe not. I might come back at them with the, at $90. They may come back at $85 and then I'd take it. I don't know. It all depends on how many sales I have for the day. if I'm feeling good about my sales in a day, I might not take some really big offers, low offers. But if I still am offended, even though I take a lot of offers, I'm still offended when, like, this CD, which was up maybe for $25, somebody offers me $4. I always respond to the offers, but I decline them right away. Sometimes if I think it's like a midway bad offer, I will send back a counter offer. And when I think they're serious, I'll send back a counter offer. When it's just blatantly a bad offer, I'm not going to take it. And I'm not going to waste my time sending back in a counter offer. But I respond to all the offers that are sent to me, just because I think that eBay likes it when you respond to people. It shows that, I would, if I was eBay, want everybody to respond to the questions that their customers give them in a timely manner. If it is not a business day and you work your store as a business, like a business type of thing, then you should respond within a day of any question that is asked. If you're a part-timer, then, it could take a couple of days to get back to somebody about something, and I just wouldn't push it too much longer, and I would definitely respond to everybody's questions. I responded to 2 this morning, one about this dress right here, asking me how much does it stretch in the chest, and then another one about a CD, and they wanted to be in a jewel case and not in a digipack, and it wasn't a digipack. So there's nothing I could do about that. I just told them the truth about it. That sale is not going to be made for sure. And then I gave the measurements of the stretch in that, and then that person could make a decision on it. So that's that. I think you're limited in your thrifting process by the knowledge that you have. And one of the great ways to create knowledge or learn about stuff is to take on new things. So if you don't know about Barbies and you find a great deal on, I just sold 3 or 4 Barbies. I bought a whole lot of Barbies and a whole lot of Polly Pockets, and I bought them all for $20. So I had $10 for the Barbies, $10 for the Polly Pockets. I haven't sold any of the Polly Pockets yet. I'm not worried about it. It's only been a month since I put them up. But I've already sold 4 of the Barbies. And did I learn about the Barbies? Yeah, I learned a little bit about the Barbies and how a good way of, working on them is, where to go to look information up on them is. And I learned something from that. I've never done a Barbie before that. So, and there's a lot still to be learned because they have all the boxed ones and all that. These were all just loose Barbies that just happen to be worth something. I knew that if the other reason I bought those Barbies for $10, I knew if they weren't worth anything, I could just give them to my daughter and she would play with them because she's always wanting more Barbies or new Barbies. So I knew that. I knew the Polly Pockets were worth something, but I didn't know about the Barbies. And the Barbies, of course, are the ones that sold because I knew that the Polly Pockets were worth something, but yet the Barbies are what sells. So that's how it works. So I didn't know about audio CDs before I bought my huge audio CD lot. Of course, I knew things about CDs before I bought the CD lot, but I learned a lot of things. What to look for, what to do, what not to do with the CDs, with the big CD lot that I bought. Thinking all the way back, I knew about sports memorabilia when I started, and I listed that stuff, but I didn't know about the vintage t-shirts. And that vintage t-shirts morphed into all of my inventory for clothing. So I learned all about women's clothing and stuff like that from that. So the best way to get a bunch of knowledge is to engulf yourself in a buying decision that you don't know very much about, but it is a great deal. And there are lots of those out there. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, why do you buy the clothes that you buy? And it's name brand, name brand, name brand. So um, I am looking for name brands. I'm also looking for types of materials like linens and Pima cotton and the upper echelon of fabrics and stuff like that. Style a little bit, but mostly name brands and different types of material that are really sought after. Because you can put those in the title, and then people will be able to search for them with that. So, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, put them in the comments down below. I'd love to answer them. And if you want to know, you have a topic that you'd like me to cover, then put it in the comments. I'd love to cover it. Sometimes I have a lot of trouble trying to figure out things to talk about, but that's our sales for this weekend. It was a good weekend. Anytime you sell something, it's a good weekend. And like, comment, and please share it with people you know that are into reselling. And we're just trying to grow this channel and get some more subscribers. But we will see you next week. Peace.